You know, when Into the Spider-Verse came out, no one really knew how big of the success the movie will be, but it was simply great. From the visuals to the story, everything matched perfectly. So Sony had to make something even better for the next movie. Obviously that was a hard challenge, but they managed to do it, and the new Spider-Man movie is my favorite animated movie of all time. The story is amazing, and animation is even better than the last movie. It's basically the perfect sequel. This movie is simply amazing. Unfortunately, the making of it wasn't. Now we started to hear how miserable the animation process for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse truly was, and how much the animators had to crunch to make this movie. Crunch is often mentioned in relation to the gaming industry, but it doesn't mean that it can't apply to the animation industry and VFX in general. For those who don't know, crunch is when you and your team have to work many extra hours to finish your product on time. It's when you sleep a few hours, sometimes even in your office. You don't have time for anything else in your life because your bosses told you that the project needs to be done on time, and there is no delaying it, so you have to work these insane hours. Often crunch times are mandated by the higher-ups. And to explain you why the animators had to do overtime, I need to tell you how 3D animations are often made. When we are animating and want to see how it looks, we switch to the mode that just allows us to see the essentials. We do that just to feel the timing of our animation, and with this approach we can cut the unnecessary parts very quickly, and we do the final render when we know that everything is finished. But Phil Lord, the producer, only worked on finished renders. So the artists who thought that they finished the shot and they can move on to the next one were met with an email that was saying that they need to revise their work. Sometimes it would happen up to 5 times. This resulted in 11-hour days, 7 days a week, for a whole year. This is almost 80 hours a week. I can barely wrap my head around that. When Amy Pascal was confronted with how poorly the animators were treated, she said, "Welcome to making a movie." And like, no! This isn't how you're supposed to treat your employees. Forcing them to work 80 hours a week. Saying that just shows how ignorant you are towards people who are responsible for the success of your movie. There is a reason that there is a big discussion over crunch in the gaming industry after Cyberpunk 2077 came out. And after that, gaming companies started to realize the problem and started fixing it. Most of the time. But still, in VFX and animation industry, the topic is still not mentioned as often as in relate to gaming. Hey, maybe it's time to change that. Oh wait, I forgot that these people exist. There are real people arguing that there is nothing wrong with this situation, because this is their job and this is what they sign up for. Yeah, I don't think when people were signing up for this, the executives told them that they will have to work 80 hours a week for a straight year. These motherfuckers really say that it's okay for animators to get abused by their bosses, because the animators are also artists, so they need to crunch as long as the people above show mercy on them and decide that they can finally see their family. And I know most of you are fed up with the whole AI topic, me included, but when I see takes like these, I think I live in a fucking cartoon world, because I don't believe that people are typing stuff like this for real. Because thanks to Corridor, we know how much AI just sucks at animation. Because let's be real, this will never be as good as this. I will not even mention the recent controversy with the Secret Invasion credits. Also, people saying just pay them more are still missing the point. At least they aren't harmful like the previous tweets, but still, that's not what articles are talking about. Of course, they should be paid, but no amount of money will give you this time back that these people slaved away working on this movie. This article talks about how poor working conditions were and how animators need to redo their work 5 times because the director still didn't know how the shot was supposed to look like. Wow. Now hearing all about this, I doubt that the next movie will be released next year, and now there are rumors that it could be delayed to 2025. Listen, if it means better working conditions, I'm all here for it. Treat your employees fairly, Sony.